Here we are again with Dexter Resurrection. And yes, it is still peak. A lot of people in the comments were telling me to do one about episode 3 and 4, so here we are. We start the episode with Dexter being a driver for the Your Car app. At the end of the day, he has a low profile rating.
It says I have a rating of 4.2.
Point two. If it dips any lower, your account will be deactivated.
So Blessing is gonna help him out, because he's the best character on the show, in my opinion, of course, apart from Dexter and Masuka. But either way, they send us immediately to the most annoying character on the show, Detective Wallace. She's now interrogating Harrison, and I mean, by the horrible look on her face, she definitely knows it's him. Oh, well, that's the most useless character on the show. Anyways, Dexter sits down for 2 minutes at the dinner table and learns that he can do background checks on anybody for just $75.
With this website and $75, I can find anything.
Either way, through this, Dexter finds Ronald's address and breaks into his apartment just like the old Dexter would. Here, we actually see Ronald is an absolute gamer and somehow forgets to turn his computer off. Either way, obviously Dexter finds Ronald's trophies because they're very alike. Even facial-wise, they're so similar. Then we see what I can only describe to be the cringiest scene of the show so far, and it's obviously with Detective Wallace playing Staying Alive while she's running up and down the hotel. Yeah, the show makes her character want to be smart, but in my opinion, she's just the opposite. Like, yeah, this is pretty smart to discover a whole murder all on your own while playing Staying Alive, but you could have done it any other way and it would have been better. Also, how is a single person figuring out a whole murder case? Either way, we see Wallace again with Harrison. This time, she literally recounts every little detail on how Harrison put Ryan Foster's body into plastic trash bags. Now, here they actually gave him a deal to confess to get a lighter sentence. So he confesses that he's homeless.
I never left the hotel that night because I live here. I'm homeless.
Harrison? What? Oh, either way. Now, literally that night, Dexter offers himself as bait for the Walmart dark passenger. I mean, what is going on in this episode? And Dexter obviously did his work. He takes Ron to his own apartment, wrapped like a burrito, ready to, what him. Now, as Dexter does the deed, we start hearing the old music come back. The feeling of Dexter being in Miami again. Now, checking in Ronald's bag like a creep, he actually sees a ton of cash and an invitation to a dinner for people like Ronald. And that's where the episode ends. It leaves us with a hint on what's happening in the next one. Now, we begin episode 2 by introducing Dexter in the old gear that Ronald Schmidt used to wear. With this in mind, Dexter goes to impersonate him in the grand meeting of the people like him. Then a car pulls up with the same woman that went into Ronald's apartment. Now, obviously, Dexter doesn't know this. She showed up in the last episode, but I didn't mention her, as we didn't know much about her, but here she portrays the bodyguard of whom I presume is for the new character that we're about to be introduced, which is Leon Prater. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but either way, he's a collectionist of, I'd say, some unusual items, but nonetheless, it's great to see a new character involved. Then come the guests, one of which is Mia, who is a character that, in my opinion, will fill a lot of holes in the future episodes. Next is Lowell, who skins off tattoos from people. Interesting fetish. Next is the ponytail guy. I don't think I need to describe him anymore. And lastly, the creepiest looking dude I've seen so far, the Gemini guy. Now, during all of this, Batista actually finds out about Jim Lindsay's truck, which was recently sold by Harrison to his friend. Batista actually goes to the hotel where Harrison is working at, and while questioning him about Dexter, Harrison actually refuses to say anything. This kind of shows that maybe, just maybe, he thinks Dexter is alive, or maybe he could just want to leave all of that stuff in the past. Anyways, Dexter hooks up with one of the guests at the meeting for a jog, but then almost turns into a you-know-what scene. I'd recommend watching the show for that one. But Dexter, being as old as he is, runs away. Yeah, this one's really relatable. Either way, he goes to get a drink with Lowell, but Dexter sees that he's ready to skin off a girl that he's been stalking online. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, we actually see Detective Wallace listening to Staying Alive for the 100th time by now. Either way, Batista is actually there to talk with her. We don't really get to know how far that conversation got, but Batista does tell Harrison after that at some time he will mention Harris to Detective Wallace. Oh, and Dexter actually saves that girl from getting skinned off, and he gets Lowell in his own trap. And obviously, next scene, he's wrapped up in plastic. This whole scene actually brought back so much nostalgia from the original Dexter.
I'm Dex.
Who's that?
The bail.
Now, this episode ends by Harrison having what I presume to be a panic attack of emotions. And just as he's about to go in the police station, we see Dexter stopping him, which is also where this episode ends. Alright, now, in my opinion, this is by far the best episode of Dexter Resurrection so far. Yeah, I know, there have only been 4 episodes released, but out of those, this one definitely is the best. The character's involvement in the story felt really solid too. I think Mia and Dexter are gonna have some kind of relationship that's gonna remind us a lot about his past with Hannah McKay. And then there's Leon Prater, who seems like he's gonna get pretty interesting as the story goes on. And of course, we can't forget Dexter meeting Harrison, which is going to make this storyline a hell of a lot interesting. Plus, Batista's going to be on them, so they're going to have to find their ways, which means they're possibly going to work together. Going into the complaints, I don't honestly have too many complaints about these episodes, but there are a couple things that bug me. First off, the music changes are just really weird. Like, you start an episode with this high energy rock upbeat vibe, and then you end it with a classic nostalgic Dexter music. It makes zero sense to me. Like, either pick one style and stick with it, because honestly, the old Dexter music is at least 10 times better than what rock stuff they're trying to force in now. I don't know what the music department is thinking, but hey, anyways, my last complaint is about Detective Melvin. This guy's so useless. I don't even know what to say about him. I mean, unless he gets some screen time later on, which I doubt, but whatever at this point. Oh, and if you've made it this far, please subscribe, as that would help me understand that you guys actually like these videos that I'm making. Going into the last segment, which is my theory. Now, in my opinion, Dexter didn't just walk into a meeting full of people like him. I definitely think it's going to be way deeper than that, as I feel like they're going to surveillance him 24/7 to make sure he doesn't do anything wrong. The way they introduce the characters feels like they're going to have their own episode where Dexter is going to have a little fun with them, but besides that, Harrison and Dexter might start to work again if Harrison is actually in the game this time. The next 6 episodes are going to possibly be the best Dexter episodes we will see.